What's going on? Rob here, Trev2323, jack of all trades, master of none. Right now, I'm just gonna sand this down. It's the winter time over here still, and this right here is rusting out pretty bad, and I want to stop the rust, starting to pit and everything. So I want to get this stopped. I did this the end of the summer last time, just to stop the rust so it wouldn't rust through. If you remember my past videos, and then this one right here. I mean, this was really peeled back. I got a little bit of rust coming back here and underneath here. What I didn't do is I didn't sand in there, so I left this little gap right here, and just that little gap started to get rust. See, and anywhere, like I said, and that was with the rust encapsulator, so I don't know what's wrong. Now right here, you're gonna be like, oh my god, what the hell happened? I didn't even sand this one. I just sprayed the rust encapsulator on it. All I wanted to do was slow it down through the season, so this way come springtime I could just go ahead and do everything right. But so right now, these other ones right now I really don't care about. The other one's gonna get cut off, and I'm gonna weld some metal on it in the summertime. But this one right here, now I'm just gonna go ahead and sand down. I got a Campbell Hashfield angle die grinder, so let's see how that works. I ordered a new bumper for this already, but see, the bumper, you know, if I were to take it off, I could get underneath here, because I know underneath here is gonna rust really bad. I know underneath there is gonna rust really bad, because it chipped off the paint from underneath there. So I'm gonna tape kind of right here and saturate with that rust preventer. In the springtime, this whole bumper and the actual cover and the bumper itself is getting off, and I'm putting a new one on. And I'm debating if I'm gonna buy a new fender and paint it, or if I'm gonna fix this one right here. So let me get the angle die grinder. This is an angle die grinder. I got a 3. I should have got a 2, huh? This is a 3-inch. There's a 2-inch also that came with the kit. I got the grinder from Walmart, and this right here from Harbor Freight. Down here where the bumper hit it, I told you it's gonna flake off, so I'm gonna actually have to get some sandpaper and get in there. When this is chipping back, you see that's good metal right there. And as you can see, it's starting to pit really, really bad right there, right? That's why I want to stop. I'm actually going to use a trick from Southwest Rod and Customs. The trick is he scrubs everything, when he got it down to bare metal, he uses 4 parts water, 1 part vinegar, and then he scrapes it in all over this with a red scrub pad. And then he goes ahead and lets it sit for 15 minutes, washes it out with water, and it kills the rust. So I'm going to do that before I put the rust preventer on it. I'm going to shut the camera off, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish grinding this down. I'll let you know when I get to that part. Alright, that's about a 80, it says 80 to 100 disc wheel from Harbor Freight. You see right here, this is the bare metal. This was actually the treated metal still, but the irony is it was popping off when I was hitting it with the grinder before I got to that metal. That metal is still good metal right there, so I'm hoping when I put the rust, see, look at it, it's still popping off from underneath. The primer from underneath is still just scratching off. But I might go ahead and get like a 60 or a 40 grit on my dual action sander to get some of this pitting down, because look at that pit. That pitting is really bad, so I'm glad I decided to do this right now. Alright, if you can see, this paint is all tore off this bumper right here. It's down to black plastic, because like I said, I'm replacing it, but I wanted to get in there to get the rust out of in there. So I went ahead and put a wire wheel disc on it. I didn't realize how much it pitted. That's been about maybe 2 months since the rust started, and it pitted so bad already here in Chicago. Did my one cardinal sin. I did not degrease before I sanded it. When you don't degrease before you sand it, the wax actually can get into the metal and give you fish eyes. So hopefully when I clean it with the vinegar really good, it'll prevent all that. Down the bare metal now, right there. And this is just gonna hold me through till I figure out if I'm gonna get another fender or if I'm just gonna take this one off and redo this one really good. But I'm gonna use fillable primer. I wish I had some epoxy. I'd put some epoxy on there right now. That's the best thing to put on an epoxy. But since I don't got the epoxy, I got the rust preventer. So I'm gonna put the rust preventer on there from Eastwood, and then put some sandable primer on top of that. Sand it down a little bit to smooth it in, and then just cover it. I'm not gonna sand the whole thing to gloss the whole thing. I'm just gonna kind of blend it in around. This is just to stop the rust for the rest of the season. Get me till springtime or summertime when I have time to work on it. All right, now this is what I got here. This is regular distilled vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and 1 part vinegar, 4 parts water. And what this does is it kills the rust, from what I understand. One of the guys I follow for a lot of my DIY, I mean, he's a professional, I'm not. Oh man, look, I scuffed into my light right there. That kind of sucks, but it's very small. Southwest Rod and Customs. DIY Auto School, Southwest Rod and Customs. That guy's amazing, man, and the stuff that he teaches you, I mean, he really does teach you. So if you're not subscribed to Southwest Rod and Customs, subscribe to Southwest Rod and Customs, and I mean, he'll give you all the pointers, all the tips, everything, and you know how to do your job right. So right now, he'll probably be killing me watching me do this, but I'm just doing this, like I said, right now to kill the rust. I have no shop, I have nothing to put my van in for right now, so I didn't want this big rust spot just to keep growing. So all I'm doing right now is trying to kill this rust so it don't spread, and then this spring and summer I have more time to work on it. Now after you do this to kill the rust, you let it sit for 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, you get a scrub pad and a fresh thing of water, and then you go ahead and scrub it down with fresh water and dry it off. Then you can go on to your next part right there. But I know for a fact in here there's rust, so that right there is the part that I really don't want to kind of infect the metal and keep spreading upward. Everything that turned black is killed rust, and then this steel looks like brand new steel. You gotta get that dried off and then primer it. Oh, I gotta wash right here. Look, okay, I gotta wash right there a little bit. I don't want any rust on it. This is Eastwood pre-prep. So I'm just prepping it so I can put the rust stopper on it. This is the greaser. Removes silicone, removes yada 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 yada. I actually grabbed another 360 red pad to kind of scuff up around the edges right here, and then I'll do the pre again. There was a very harsh line right here, so all I'm trying to do is get that harsh line down. Alright, what I did is I scuffed with the red pad around here a little. Oh, I just touched it again. Around here, all the way out here, so I could gloss back here. Put the gloss around here, and put the primer kind of right in here area. Put the paint a little bit more, and put the gloss a little bit more. That's what I'm planning on doing. So I'm gonna start taping off right now and put a towel over the tire and get this part right here done. All right, this is the Eastwood rust encapsulator applied directly over surface rust. Home, auto, industry prevents rust from spreading, creates deep, and cures fast. It's kind of cold over here, I'll tell you that. But I'm gonna put this on here because, like I said, it was kidding and it was going everything real bad. So I wanted to stop that. All right, I'm moving right along here. On this right here, I got 2 coats. See, I get some signatures on there. I gotta sand off. 2 coats of the rust proofer from Eastwood. And this one right here, I got 1 coat of automobile primer, but it's not fast stitch, it's not epoxy, it's just primer. This right here is a tear in the metal, so I'm probably gonna get a new fender for that one. But this right here is gonna be a whole new project coil of the day. Remember I told you in the back right here, that big circle right there is a big lump of Bondo. All right, before I lose sunlight here, too cold for me to do any of this crap I was doing. It's about 40 degrees. Well, it was 40 degrees earlier today. I am not a fan. You can't tell right now. You're telling the sunlight. I'm not a fan of back taping. I really ain't. If I do this and I sand it down with 600 or scuff it or whatever, and then blend in the paint and gloss it and wax it, it looks brand new. This right here, look at that hard line. You can't see, there it is. See that hard line? I am so not a fan of back taping. I just can't do it. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Apparently this is the none. This is the other side right here. Got a signature in that one right there because I was rushing. But this was a easier blend. You see that's not harsh? Okay, you know what the difference was? On this side I used that, I hate the badmouth Eastwood. I love everything about them. But I put the rusty metal crap on it on this side first. And it never dried all the way. Never dried all the way in 40 degrees. So I know you shouldn't be using it in 40 degrees. But the primer dried all the way. In the sunlight, that'll stick out like a sore thumb. It really will. But hey, there's no rust on it right now. That was the main thing I was trying to stop right here. Okay, now I say I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. Remember this back wheel well I was showing you? Man, it's like I have a passion in me to learn body work, even though it's not my skill set. I mean, I got a regular job. And so I said, you know what? I got a hobby welder, so I'm going to start fabricating. I had a big rust spot on the inside right here. So I welded a whole piece in there. See, it's a welded piece. And that stuff that looks like bubblegum is not bubblegum. I tried welding the whole dog leg. Now, wait a minute. Don't laugh, because this shit works good. But I'm going to fiberglass the dog leg after all. But meanwhile, to get the shape and the consistency from the back of the dog leg, this is what it looks like. Yes, that is expanding foam insulation. I'm expanding the foam insulations inside that little part. I sanded everything down. I did vinegar water. I blew it out really good. Got whatever rust I could get out of there. And then I used the automotive primer on the inside of everything else. Meanwhile, and then I sprayed the foam in there. So I'm let the foam dry overnight. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna come with a file, metal file, a coarse one first, and cut all of it down. Then if it's warm enough, I'm either gonna put fiberglass over it or just straight Bondo, primer and paint it, and then that's what it's gonna look like right there. All right, either way, thanks for following me today, and I'll catch up with you when I'm finishing this off. All right, bye. All right, I'm back inside now. Left the van out there, changed the oil, two sides fenders sanded down. They look 70% okay. If it was summertime or springtime, warmer, like 40 degrees, it would have came out a lot better. I've done them before. That doghouse, man, welding that doghouse whooped my butt. I'm a hobbyist. When I can weld two pieces of steel together. Am I a fabricator? No. I'm going to leave that to professionals. I've wasted almost half a day trying to fabricate that dog leg, the back of the van. And believe it or not, if you Google and look, I put the insulation foam just to get me where I could cut it down and get the body form of the van. You know, that's why I got the insulation foam in there. As a bootleg, yes, but look, God, man, if I can find the link, I'll find it. There's a guy from like Russia or something, a whole different country, that got a car from the junkyard and put foam over the whole thing and molded the whole car himself. It looks badass. But either way, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Subscribe. Sorry, I'm happy if you learned something. Sorry if you didn't learn some other stuff. But when I cut down the foam on that dog leg and put the body filler on it, I'll go ahead and show you. I might just paint it white for right now. I'm going to read the body filler to see what the temperature has to be. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.